This is what we call active safety technology. Passive safety is like what happens when you're in a crash and how do you minimize the injuries to the occupants with like airbags and seat belts and car zones. Active safety is all about how do you kind of sense that something's about to happen and warn the driver or take some control to avoid the accident or mitigate it. We put radars on cars to see other cars, tell you that you're getting too close, or we put cameras on cars to see the lane markings to tell you you're drifting out of your lane. But what we're really excited about is wireless technology, using commercially available technology like GPS and Wi-Fi, and having cars send and receive messages from each other for accident avoidance.
Okay, so these three cars are using the Wi-Fi technology where they can talk to each other via Wi-Fi and GPS?
Yeah, it's not exactly Wi-Fi, but it's a modified version of Wi-Fi. It's part of the 802.11 family, but it's called 802.11p, so it's not the full handshaking of normal Wi-Fi that you might have in your house. It's more of a broadcast stuff. So 10 times a second your car would send out a message to every other car around it that says, here's my position, and here's my speed, and here's my acceleration, and my brake status, and here's where I'm going. Stuff like that. And your car would send that out, but it would start receiving those messages from all the other cars around it, and if a vehicle was about to get into a crash, you'd get a warning. So if you weren't paying attention or if somebody else made a mistake, you'd have enough information, but mostly as a driver you wouldn't even know it was happening. So imagine you're going down the freeway and you're following a car, but like up ahead of him there was a car that was broken down. It was just stopped in lane, and you couldn't see it because the car in front of you was like, blocking your view of it, and maybe he swerved away at the last second, and suddenly that car was revealed. And now imagine that, even if you put a radar on a car, you wouldn't know about it because you're only seeing the car in front. But with this system, you're getting wireless messages from both those cars. So even before that blue car reacts, we'll get a message that says there's a stopped car in front of us and we better start being careful.
Okay, so even if we can't see him, we use the wireless technology to see him remotely.
In 3, 2, 1.
So we're driving along, so even before that blue car reacted, we got the warning. The warning that we get...
The warning is the audio noise.
Good.
It's the
I'll let
audio,
you
but
know what's
also if
next.
you notice in front of him, there's some red lights that come up.
Okay.
That's what Ford has in production.
Okay.
We give you that tone to kind of distract you, to tell you to look up in case you're not paying attention. But then that red lights are the cue that you need to start braking. You see these bright red lights right in front of you.
Okay.
The next scenario I wanted to show was maybe the lane change warning.
With the blind spot?
Yeah. As soon as he put on his turn signal. The first one was the lane change, second one was the blind spot.
Okay.
So even before we could see him, we got that warning that told us, hey, don't cross the intersection now.
Mm-hmm.
So you're driving along, the light is green. Even before you see them,
Wow,
you
yeah.
get that message. So
Yeah.
that's the idea, is that it's really low cost, affordable technology.